Today I'm going to show you 68 pages of CBC executives and CBC employees using the list of banned words they said us normals should never use because of racism and context. Do you remember in late November when CBC decided that they were going to scold and lecture all the normal people of Canada for the crime of using common parlance that CBC decided was racist? In case you missed that lecture, here are the words that CBC said you can't use. Blackmail, blacklist, black sheep, ghetto, inner city, spooky, sold down the river, grandfathered in, spirit animal, powwow, tribe, lowest on the totem pole, savage, gypped, gypsy, first world problem, like CBC lecturing you, brainstorm, blindsided, blind spot, dumb, lame, tone deaf, and crippled. Let's read from this article. Have you ever casually used the terms spirit animal, first world problem, or spooky? It might be time to rethink your use of these phrases and remove them from your daily lingo. CBC Ottawa compiled a small list of words submitted by readers and some of our journalists who are Black, Indigenous, and people of color. We ran some of the words by anti-racism and language experts, obviously looking for a solution in search of a problem, who said some of these phrases can be hurtful to various groups of people for their historical and cultural context. Being an English speaker doesn't entail that you necessarily know the racist etymology automatically. Well, friends, some intrepid thinker with a nose for news and some good sense that mainstream media journalists and the government are always hypocrites, but government journalists are even worse, filed for access to information. We found their access to information filing on the federal government's proactive release website. On that website, after a certain period of time, the government releases all access to information filings where everybody, including me, can find them. Now, I don't know who asked for this thing, but boy, you're clever if you're watching this. Look at this. From November 29th, 2018 to present, any emails, iPhone messages, text messages, Teams chat messages, Zoom chat messages, Google Meets messages, memos, briefing notes, and any other records in any form or medium sent to and from Catherine Tate, Miguel Baz, Michelle Bissonnette, Daniel Boudreau, Marco Dubé, Claude Gallipo, Carol Nyam, and Barbara Williams, containing one or more of the following words and or phrases, and then they list all the words that CBC just banned Canadians from saying. Now, what this person got back was 68 pages of CBC employees, CEOs, and executives using the very language they would call you or me racist for using. And they often do it within weeks of banning everybody else from using those words. For example, on page 3, here's CBC's American residing CEO Catherine Tate on November 17th, 2021, using the phrase brainstorming session 11 days before CBC banned the country from saying it. Page 5, here's another CBC apparent bigot, their rules not mine, using the phrase brainstorm. That's August 10th, 2021. Now this one's my favorite. Page 7, May 2021. CBC employees are discussing their new Diversity and Inclusion Advisory Committee, wherein they use the outlawed phrase brainstorm, which I am reliably informed by the boring people at CBC is against the rules and goals of diversity and inclusion. Once again, page 9, they use the outlawed phrase brainstorm. That's October 29th, about a month before the official banning of that language from polite Canadian parlance. They use it again on page 16 and on page 22 and 23 on page 25. They also send many of these emails as duplicates in French because why not? Anyway, you get the idea. I'll publish these documents in full so you can leaf through them for yourself. But do you really think this is the only time that the state broadcaster tells you to live one way while they live another when they think no one's watching? I mean, this is the same state broadcaster that had their flagship conspiracy theorist Wendy Mesley using the N-word in meetings, I think, at least twice, while she produced shows that routinely called conservatives racist. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. While today's access to information filing was not specifically one done by Rebel News, it still requires research time to read through all the proactive releases. And as you know, at Rebel News, we file dozens of access to information requests every single week. It costs money to do that, but it also costs money and time to read through all of them. Sometimes we get back gold and sometimes we get back absolute garbage, but we don't know unless we go through them all. To support our independent access to information investigations, please consider making a donation to rebelinvestigates.com.